Gizelle.
Walk a mile in my shoes, you wouldn't know what to do. I deserve to be free. Now I know how to be. You will never harm.
Hey. Come here, baby. It's nothing bad. I just need to talk to you for a minute. Yeah. I want to tell you something. I just want to let you know how good I feel about you. Okay. Here I go. Our chemistry is so amazing. We're dealing with so much romancing. There is nothing about us winning. Always good things that we just can't forget. And we don't need to be prudent, 'cause we know what we wanted and we got it. Our fire's so hot you can't extinguish. We'll survive, yeah, we'll flourish. Taking over my body, test drive, take me past the speed, let's ride. And it is so true, all the things I feel for you. That's why I'm willing to do it all, only with you. That's why I go so far. You touch, you touch, you touch, you touch. Got me going crazy, loving you so much. You love, you love, you love, you love. Don't look no further, no problems left to solve. You touch, you touch, you touch, you touch. Got me going crazy, loving you.
How you heard her. Been so busy living your life, you forgot about mine. I never asked to be here. How did we end up here? Then it's wrong to my heart tombstone. I'm contemplating life. Now you got the mind playing tricks on me.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your girl, Lily the Goddess, and I'm here to welcome you to another awesome episode of season 4 from Her Point of View talk show with your girl, Lily the Goddess. I'm telling you, Valentine's this week's gonna be hot, and my lovely co-host.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Gizelle from Chicago, and I'm so excited to be back yet again for another episode of From Her Point of View. And if you would love to be a guest, please email her point of view at AOL.com. I'm messing up.
It is a tongue twister. I will tell you, it is a tongue twister. That's right. If you're interested in checking out any of my content, the stuff that I do, go ahead and Google Lily the Goddess, and I will come up on all social media platforms. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Flawless Dreams LLC. I would greatly appreciate your support. Thank you.
And I'd love for you guys to subscribe YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of those places at Jizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide.
So we want to wish everybody a wonderful, happy Valentine's Day. We give a huge shout out, first of all, to I Said It Management. Huge shout out and blessings to Lizzie Smith, our brand ambassador, and another brand ambassador, Mimie Acosta. Shout out to MIA Entertainment. We appreciate all of you. Gizelle, you want to give any more shout outs?
Shout out to the man up above for another day.
Shout out to God.
And
Amen.
I
Hallelujah.
I also would like to send out my prayers and support to those who were involved in the helicopter and the airplane collision crash, where their lives were lost, and those little girls and families,
the children, the skaters, yeah.
everyone. That's very sad.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate,
Mm.
and it could create a fear of flying for others. We want to still remain faithful and hopeful as we go about our days, but we want to remember those that were lost, and just kind of get to the bottom of how that happened, and um, keep their families, their surviving families, in our prayers.
That's right. It's hard to move forward, but it's also good to remember who you have. Be thankful for what you have every day of your life, because you never know when it's going to be your last moment. This week for Valentine's, I hope everybody has taken a minute to think about their loved ones, every single loved one who has been there to show you support, show you love and affection. And think about people who probably don't get very much love and affection. Get a little kindness. What's that song? How's that song go? Everybody needs just a little love, something, something, da 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 da.
Um,
You know,
in your heart, somebody.
everybody needs love. Yeah, it's like yeah, yeah. Everyone needs love. Da, 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 da. I think I completely messed up the words, but you know which song I'm talking about. Gizelle, what's gonna be your Valentine's song this year?
Right. Valentine's song. Well, I haven't had the chance to think about that, but I guess, you know, vibing with this new Summer Walker song, "Heart of a Woman." I'm loving it. It has like an old school R&B feel, so I love that song. And I'm also vibing with some indie artists, and of course, Lily the Goddess and myself. So
Yay!
I'm gonna have a little
I can't
playlist
wait.
going on.
I can't wait till our song comes out. Can't
Right,
wait.
right. Definitely. Did you notice? Good song.
And well, mine. I'm gonna be rocking to Billie Holiday. "The Thought of You."
Okay.
I
Mm.
really love that song. I really love that song a lot. I also love the movie that introduced me to that song, Forever Young.
What
Have you
movie?
ever seen Forever Young? Forever
What's it
Young.
called? No.
Forever Young.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Watch it. It's real good. It's so
Who's in the
good.
movie? Who's in that movie?
Mel Gibson.
Okay.
The I forget this. The other lady who is our fellow Sagittarius. She acted in Michael Myers. What was it? Michael Myers. Um,
Okay.
she
I'm gonna have to
acted.
look it up.
She acted in a Yeah. She acted in a lot of movies. It has what's that little boy with the blue eyes? What's his name? The one who plays as Frodo off of Lord of the Rings. He's in there too,
Oh, I
but he
love
was
him.
younger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
He's in it
Mhm.
too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's in it too. A lot of people, I would say this is a definite all-star cast film. Definitely
Yeah,
check it
those some
out.
big time names. Okay, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. Now I had finally got around to seeing the film The Best Man. Now I notice I'm naming a lot of relationship films that have to do with love and romance. This is all
Right,
about relationship and love and romance. And even breakups, all of it. We cover it all on this show. But
right.
I finally got a chance to see The Best Man. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, a long time ago. There's a couple of them out. Like there's the Best Man Holiday that came out too, where they go out.
The what?
Uh, the Best Man Holiday,
Is
I
it the
think it's
last?
called.
Oh, okay. I thought it was last
That's out
holiday with.
too. So yeah, I love those are considered the classics. The
I
love,
know.
real
I'm not ready to hear that. This is a
romance,
classic.
like
I'm not
Love
ready to hear that. That's a
Jones.
classic.
Have you seen Love Jones?
I
Jason's
probably
Lyric.
have.
Jason's Lyric.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those are
So,
those lovey-dovey classic movies that are
and
good for the
while we're on the subject,
Valentine's.
what do you think guys like to watch most when they are with a female on a date? Would they purposely choose a horror film so that the woman can cling onto their arm, or would they be willing to watch something that has a little romance in it?
They would be willing to watch some with romance because, believe it or not, a lot of these men is too scared to watch horror movies. That's my favorite category. Horror movies is my number one.
Oh, horror
I just be laughing.
is your number one.
Now, if
I did not expect that. I didn't expect that. I would never guessed that about you, Gizelle. Wow, yo.
So yeah, they ain't gonna.
I just learned something new.
Right. But yeah, they be willing to watch something lovey-dovey. Yeah, anything to set the mood.
Anything to set the mood.
Right.
You know, and do you think this is going to be kind of personal? I'm gonna ask a very personal question, but it's general. It's a general personal question. Like in general, do you feel that our wonderful, amazing gentlemen out there in the world are not really spending enough time getting a woman ready, if you know what I mean?
Oh,
before getting to it,
there are some romantic men that care about you know, setting up the play. You understand? So then there's some that don't, you know. So yeah, of course there's a lot of men that don't care about that. They get their satisfaction and they don't even see if the woman is, you know, fully, you know, whatever. But you do have those that do pay attention to the details and try to cater to the woman just as much as, you know, vice versa.
You know, I have to admit, I gotta ask this question too that has to do with what is your experience on the type of males who have approached you? Like, what kind of males who have approached you in your DMs or even in real life, you know, in person, and that you are like, that caught you off guard, that you would be like, oh, I didn't think you were into me. Go ahead.
Nothing catches me off guard. I don't know how that sounds, but I've had all types. So I mean, in the DMs and real life, I can go outside. You know, most of us, we go outside, we looking crazy, and they still trying to talk. You know, these people, the thirst be real.
So when you say all kinds, does that also include the men that dress in skirts?
Well, not in skirts, but that swing both ways.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm seeing a lot of that lately. I'm getting a lot of I guess you can call them femboys or hitting my DMs up. I'm like, what?
Now are these androgynous? Because they have this term androgynous males where they're feminine. You know, feminine characteristics are heightened. You know, nails, manicure, colored hair, whatever.
No. I mean,
but they're not.
No, they put makeup on. They have wigs on. They got more makeup on than me.
But then they attracted to men because they would be considered androgynous if they're not.
I really don't know. I assumed that they were because of how they dress and the group that they surround themselves with. It's mostly LGBT, so I'm a little confused, and I'm like, whoa. And a lot of
these people, maybe they're trying to swing. Maybe they're trying to change.
I don't know, but I can't help them. But I can't help them. I mean, and then I mean, the person was really honest with me and says that they like alpha women. And I'm like, okay.
It'd be like that.
I said, but I thought you like, because he's asking me, do you think my boobs look nice and big when you're around me? Do you feel like you're with a woman? I'm like, yeah. Well, I assumed I'm with one of the girls. I'm like, when I'm with you, I'm assuming I'm with one of the girls. Oh, no. I guess I was wrong. Because then, you know, I get it gets explained to me that I mean, I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. because you get kind of caught up in, if you see him a man and a guy, and he's dressed in, you know, heels and a dress, and I'm like, oh girl, let me say, you be looking good, right?
Right, right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking he's strictly sausage.
Right.
And then when he's hitting on me, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought you only like sausage. I'm confused. And then I realized that maybe I should not be just overly friendly and complimenting, because I don't know who I'm overly friendly and complimenting. I really don't.
Mm.
Like, I don't
Right,
know
right,
this person, but you know how I am, Gizelle. I'm a friendly person. Hi, how you doing, sweetheart? Blah blah blah. Mwah. Right?
right.
I'm not thinking. I'm not thinking I have nothing to worry about, which I
Right.
don't have anything to worry
Yeah,
about.
it's
I'm
nothing
not
to
worried or
worry, but
anything.
yeah, maybe sending
But
mixed signal, sending a
mixed
signal.
signals, exactly. Because if I see a guy wearing a dress and he's posing, or whatever you want to call it, as a female, forgive me, but I'm thinking you want sausage.
Right, right.
I'm not, the first thing in my mind is not, oh, you want to get with me. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
Right.
I'm supposed to treat you like one of the gals, hey, what's
Yeah.
up, and it's fine. I mean, it's not the first time it's happened, and it's not going to be the last. And that's
Right.
fine. I'm not complaining about it. I'm aware of it, and I've never had that happen to me before. And now that but the strangest thing, Gizelle, it's happening more often. So my
Oh.
question is, why?
Mm.
What am I giving off
Right.
that is making them thirsty for some Lily?
Well, that's interesting.
You see
Maybe
what I'm
your
saying?
style, your charisma, your beauty. I mean, they still can acknowledge, just like we acknowledge a woman's beauty, if whether we're going that way or not. We can acknowledge a woman's beauty, and so can they.
Mm,
And
mm.
these days it's so many different lanes and things going on. And to just go take a chance for anything, any side.
I think so, because the first time I had the experience happen to me was in Michigan. Shout out to Michiganders. I was in Michigan for film school, and in 2010, and I got hit on by so many guys that I thought would not be interested in me. I did their makeup, I did their hair, I had a great time doing their hair and makeup. I gave them some of
Right.
my clothes.
Mm.
I drove them to some of their appointments.
Right.
Don't judge. So I was like, okay. But then as I'm in the middle of doing one's makeup, he looks at me, he's like, girl, you so fine. And I'm like, ah. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I was like, child, thank you, or whatever.
Right.
But then I'm like,
Mhm.
in my head, I'm like, was that a come on, or was that just a compliment?
Right.
And then as we continue to talk, I'm thinking, the first time, I'm not thinking anything of it. Like any typical person in that moment, you're like, I'm not going to think it. I'm not going to let that go to my head. I'm not thinking anything in it. I'm not reading it. No, I should have. That he continues. He's like, yeah, boyfriend. I'm like, no. I said, do you? Oh
Right.
no, honey. I mean, you know what I do for my living. I'm an escort, blah blah blah. But you cute. I feel like taking you out. I'm like, but wait
Wow.
a minute. I thought you was, you know.
Right.
Oh, boo, we can hook up whatever we want. I mean, you a good looking woman. I mean, I can appreciate a really good looking woman. I'm like,
Right. Right.
I said, but I thought you only enjoy the
Yeah, it
intimacy
don't
with.
be like that. It's a lot of gender fluidity and people. There's women who are into that. And
A man that can probably provide both, like tatis and the sausage. I did look into that. That is a thing. And
yeah.
would I be in? Listen, I'm a little bit of a freak. I'd probably say, "Come here, bring that booty on over. I'm gonna spank it nice and good. How you want it, baby? Lily gonna give it to you, honey." I
There's
mean, because
like
everybody,
with a lot of the gender fluidity going on, which no
right,
discrimination or anything. There
it's
was
still a
like a
man. He
trans
just
male
has a
that
little
was
extra.
put in a women's prison, and a trans male was
Oh,
put in a trans woman was put in the women's
right.
prison, and then he impregnated
And then
several
he
of
impregnated.
the
Yeah.
women. Yeah, so it's kind of it can get tricky, you know.
Yeah,
But
it does very much. Very much, very much. But I mean, that's I had to explain this to my mom. She's a boomer now. So obviously I have to explain it to a boomer. I said, "Mama, you can't." I'm gonna mention this. I was like, "Mom, you can't say normal gay. I don't know what the hell I don't know what that means." She's like,
right, right,
one that just like a sausage that likes another sausage. I'm like, "Ma, that uh, it's still a human being that will go anywhere if they feel good. It don't matter
right, right, right. But no,
if they
there's
feel
some that
good."
because that's why they have all those, the alphabets, the different terminologies. Some strictly stay one way, some are fluid. So,
And
we're
that's
dealing with a lot.
I thought I really thought the same thing, but it's just like Sex in the City, where what's a Carrie had her gay friend, but he would like she's the only one that he would ever get with. That's like you have that one
Mhm.
gay guy friend that is like that's your boo. Now I
Right,
had
right.
one of those, and he told me the same thing. He said, "You're the only one I would impregnate and I would get married to and have children with." And I'm like,
Right.
"Oh, that's so sweet." I felt. So there's that one case scenario. You can't stop a man from being a man regardless. It's still in human nature. Just like
Mhm.
there's plenty of females that are lesbian that will still end up hooking up with a guy. I mean, we see it many times on those date shows that
Yeah.
I'm strictly for men, but then next she hooks up with a guy.
Right. Right.
I do know that Gizelle, a lot of people in general, they stop hooking up with certain types of folks only because they've been traumatized. A lot of
Mm.
people have been sexually molested. They've been RAP'd, and it really it affects
Or
your
had like a lot of
sexuality.
negative experiences.
Right,
A lot of negative experience, abuse or neglect, and so they get it from the other side, and so you
right.
know.
There's like something, and there's something that's like affected. Like there was this movie that had to do with this girl. She was abused by a stepfather,
Mm.
and so she can only get turned on and aroused because of if whoever she's with has to handle her like how he would handle her, like rough,
Right.
abusive. Like that's the only way she can get aroused is if
Name of
she's
that
being
movie,
abused
was it
still.
based on a true story? That was based on a true story.
Based on a true story. Yeah, based on a
Oh,
true
that's
story. Yeah.
sad. Wow, that's sad.
Yeah. It's something that, a person has to go and seek therapy, and I do recommend it because I was that way where
Mhm.
I could only get turned on if I'm feeling abused. Because
Mm.
and I'm sharing it, it's very personal, but that's because that's all I received. That was the only experience that I ever experienced was that's the only touch I ever experienced. I
Right,
didn't get
right.
to experience the soft, romantic, tender touch as much as
Right,
I received, experience someone just forcing themselves on me.
right.
So that became psychologically embedded, and I had to go and I had to get that situated. So
Wow. Yeah. I can
yeah,
understand that because
that's a real
everything
thing.
yeah, your experiences shape you,
Hmm.
your environment shape you. Some people can be a product of the environment. Some people can have the desire to not be a product of the environment, or some people can just lose their minds.
Hmm.
So a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
sexual
Oh yeah.
orientations, sexual experiences, whether traumatic or not, it and sadly, like molestation and things like that, is very common. And usually, it's by people that like that are around, people that were trusted or family members. There's a lot of things like that that goes on. I've been blessed to not have to like have that situation, but I've been seeing a lot of people that have had family members, do certain things to them, and it's been like hush hush. And so many people are relating to the experience of being quiet, handling it like
Mm.
for the sake of their embarrassment, but not for the sake of the person who was affected, which is an unfortunate
Right.
thing. So therapy is very important. Therapy is important I think everyone should at least, whether you're up or down or have had traumatic experiences or not, should experience therapy, because at least once or twice, express yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I went through a time in my life where I couldn't even get aroused. I was completely living very asexual. I went through a long period of time like that. And then I had a period of time where, girl, the heat won't cool down. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
I felt like I was on fire.
Wow.
So it's literally, and remember, everybody has to be mindful of what they eat and what they put into their bodies, because that will affect your sexual appetite.
Interesting. Can you elaborate? How so?
Well, certain foods like fish, like if you have certain types of fish,
Mhm.
it will stimulate you. You'll be very
Really?
stimulated. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Fish is a very, very good thing to eat if you are lacking stimulation and the desire. Say what?
Oh
Oh,
wow.
like oysters. Oysters are a good substance for if you find, especially a woman, if they find that they can't get aroused, you eat some oysters.
Oh wow.
They're gonna
Interesting.
help. Yep, and I said it is welcome to go ahead and pull that up on the Google if we get a chance. So some things that you eat, some things that you eat. I'm gonna try to pull them up too to help stimulate you. You know how like when you eat broccoli, of course it has to be uncooked broccoli to really for it to still have all its nutrients. It helps with your eyesight. Again, everything that you put in your body can either make or break you. It can help
Right.
you or it can hurt you.
Right.
And too much of anything is not a good thing. Okay, so like we already know that chocolate, especially dark chocolate,
Right.
is aphrodisiac. Blah.
Yeah.
We got oysters, avocado, watermelon, uh,
Mm.
and if anybody is allergic to watermelon, like I tend to be, you got nuts if you're allergic to nuts. You got pomegranate if you're allergic to that. We got berries, chili pepper, garlic, Asian ginseng, apples, bananas, oily fish, red
Okay.
wine, which is also good for your heart,
Yeah, and
ginger,
cheese is
maca,
like,
saffron, yeah, asparagus, pumpkin seed, beets, coffee. Not too much coffee, because if you drink too much coffee, we already know it's not good for you. Again, too much of
right,
anything is no good.
right. Hmm.
So yeah,
Wow.
I elaborated. I tried to elaborate quickly.
Right, right, right. Well, well, I think that's very informative information. I have heard of like aphrodisiacs, that help. That is true. That helps set the mood, just like with the pairings of certain wines and cheeses. So yeah, what you're saying is, it's the reason why in dating, maybe you do go get dinner. It's part of
Mm.
setting the vibe. If you eat too heavy, how's your experience going to be after? You're going to be too full. You're going to be, feeling heavy, drowsy.
Your
Okay, you
experience
eat
gonna be in the
something
bathroom.
more. Right, right. You don't want that. So you got to be mindful of what you're eating on the date, too. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think that lines up. That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it makes you realize what the guys are really paying attention to when we're ordering foods. What foods they're paying attention to? Like why are they looking at what we're eating? Oh, that's right. That's because they want to make sure what we're eating is going to be stimulating us and getting us ready for go time.
Yeah, Diaja
What did they?
says, good to know. She says, I was celibate for months due to understimulation, and I didn't realize foods could play a part, although it makes plenty sense. Yes, yes, yes. But it's good to be celibate as well, you know. You know, we should value our temples, you know, and just giving it out to everyone, especially undeserving people. So it's nothing wrong with being celibate either, you know, and
Right.
maybe sometimes, you know, stimulation, it doesn't have to be a sexual stimulation, maybe just mental stimulation or something else that is missing can get the ball rolling for everything else that may feel out of whack with you, or you know, or
Right.
you know, if you're doing things that you love, or you're getting your mojo back, or you're experiencing good friendships, or you know, whatever, then now you're feeling like yourself, and maybe the hormones and the estrogen starts back rising or whatever, you know, getting back together.
Exactly.
You
I
know,
mean, it
women,
makes you
when
realize
women,
why they set the mood.
right, women, when women get older, most women have a higher drive, like the drive increases, whereas most men, theirs
Decrease.
decreases. So
Oh, mine
that's
increased.
something else. That's something else. That
Giselle,
occurs.
mine increased. Help me
Well,
do
yeah,
something.
that's the
Say something.
typical.
Ah!
That's the
Well,
typical.
like out. Oh.
So these men ain't gonna be able to handle nothing.
No, and that's the thing. Like, just because it's increased doesn't mean like I'm opening up to everybody. We got some foods that may help with arousal include chocolate, which we said, oysters, bananas, watermelon, everything that I just named, garlic and nuts. Other ingredients that may help include ginseng, maca, and the gakshura. And then the foods to eat for better chaka chaka, we got some of the foods in a chaka chaka diet include fruits and vegetables, red meat, and hot peppers. Humans have long looked for ways to improve their sexual experience.
Interesting. And sometimes just
Mm-hmm.
taking a break from it might help too. Because sometimes you may overdo something, and then you know the thrill is gone. Sometimes
I think
that
I took a long
happens.
enough break.
She says, took the words right out of my mouth.
I
Yes,
took a
sir.
long enough break. I don't need a break no
Awesome.
more. I'm good.
Right.
I don't want a break, but I don't want just anybody. So I'm sorry. It's, just because that sounded like, oh, let me just let me grab her. Sorry, boo boo. I'm still hard to.
Right.
I'm just because Lily
Right.
can take care of herself.
Right. Right.
Okay. Women should be able to take care of themselves. Don't just give it up to just anybody. Take care of yourself. You got this.
Hmm. Right.
When they say love yourself, they really meant it.
I want so are you going to with now getting your like Stella got a groove back? That was a movie. So getting
I
your
know. I
groove
know that
back
movie. I know
or
that
whatever.
movie.
Are you
Mm.
do you have any prospects or interests?
I feel you there, Lily. I know Diego girl. Do I have any what?
Are you on the dating scene? Are there any prospects?
Oh yeah, I'm still there. I'm still there. But I'm again like I'm hot like heck, girl, hot like fire.
Uh-oh.
But that doesn't mean like I said, it doesn't mean it's gonna be is easy. I mean, what's that? There's that song that came out, right? I forget what it's called. I forget who sings it. It's the same girl that sings. Oh, Mooney Long sings it, and she says something about how like, oh, whoever does get it is gonna have a hell of a time. Like whoever, like it's not, whoever's heart gets broken, it won't be mine.
Oh,
That's me. Like, yeah, you know what song I'm talking about, right?
um
I forget what it's called.
yeah, it's a newer song. I know what you're talking
Yeah, it's
about.
one of her.
Yeah, yeah.
It's sad and it's talking about like her heart broken, and I'm like, wow.
After you, I never love again. This type of heartbreak won't ever again. Oh, it's called
Yeah.
you ruined.
Mm.
It's called ruined me. That's the
Yeah,
song.
ruined me. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
that part. That yeah, whoever, I felt that way. I definitely vibe with that song because I had one heartbreak that was just that was a really big one.
Right.
And that was in 2004 with my daughter, and that was my boyfriend at the time.
Right.
After that, I haven't had a boyfriend.
Mm.
That's 2004.
Wow.
I've had dates.
Right.
I've had admirers.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried I've tried hookups
Right.
once or twice, a few times, whatever. I don't know who the hell, but it's been a long time.
Right.
Cause I'm like, after a while, I was like, it was just so empty. And I'm not. It wasn't that many. I make it sound like it was a hell of a lot. Sure as hell wasn't.
Right.
Um, cause to us women, twice is a lot.
Right.
At least to me, anyway. Twice is a lot. If you have two one night stands, that's a lot for us women. Cause we're like, that's a lot on your mental and your physical. To me, it's a lot. So,
Mm.
anyways, it's been over 15 years. I'm done waiting. I'm good. No more wait. Let's go. So, but all I gotta say is I'm not wasting my time
Right.
on someone who's just not worth my time either.
Right.
Cause I'm not desperate. That's the
Right.
difference. I may be hot, but I ain't desperate.
Right.
I'm
The
hot as
lady,
hell, but I ain't desperate.
it's a singer named Adina Howard. She
Mm.
made this song called Freak. She said she want to be a freak in the morning. She need a freak in the
Freaking, I'm on a
morning,
freaking.
whatever. And so
Yeah.
she really lived like that. And her and her husband actually divorced because of that. Her drive was too high for his. He couldn't keep up. She just if she
Mm-mm.
was like, she was doing the interview. She said if she could get breakfast, a snack of it, lunch, another one in, but like she just was like that, too heightened. But her and her husband, they divorced, but they stayed close, and I think they stayed together. I don't know if they still do, like stayed living together for a while, but
Right.
yeah, that actually caused a divorce. Too
Right.
much drive. So
Yeah.
that seems strange. Usually
And then
maybe some men think they can handle that much, but they can't.
so remind everybody, just in case they missed the last episode, would you consider yourself more dominant?
Um, Both. I can whatever is
Mm,
whatever the vibe is.
whatever the
But
vibe is. I'm right there with you, Jizzy.
yeah, definitely. Well, it goes by the vibe. What about you?
It's right. It's like same. I'll be like,
Right.
listen, honey, you want me to whip? You want me to put my dominatrix outfit on? I could be dominatrix. You want me to be submissive? I can be a submissive.
Right.
Shoot. I'll put on a nice collar, and you can, or I'll put the tie on and you can pull my tie. Let's go. I mean,
Right.
I'll rock your freaking life.
What do you think
I
about
mean,
like
and it
role play that's outside of like the bedroom, where I've heard people
like
pretend to meet each other at a random location and act like strangers, or
I'm an
it's
actress. I'll do anything. I'm an actress. I'll do it. I'm an
yeah,
actress. I mean, like I do that anyway. Like I'm
right,
I never said I was sane. I never said
Mhm.
I was sane. Are y'all people thinking that you're talking to a sane person? I never said I was sane. I got problems. I am a sinner. I am a
Uh-oh.
sinner. God needs to help me. Jesus
Yes,
needs to stay in my life. I cannot live my life without Jesus.
right,
What's up?
right.
Great educational Dr. Ruth conversation. LOL. Y'all mind if I share a post from a former guest? That's you go right ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah. Hmm.
Thank you, Deasia over here. Deasia Marie. Shout out to Deasia Marie. Horn got y'all thinking sex is supposed to last long. Them people be on drugs. They be on drugas.
I mean, well, it's not. It's supposed to be short, but it's.
Can I
Right. You
just
gotta
say
grow a
I don't
couple
under I
friends.
I can't relate to that one because I think I had this conversation with you before, ladies and gentlemen, and Gizelle. I kissed the boyfriend that I had, who was my first love. We kissed all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just kissing.
Wow.
When what tell Giselle, we should do a song about when somebody kisses a Sagittarius. Tell them about it. Tell them about when they kiss a Sagittarius. You know,
Oh, I think that's romantic. That's romantic. I think I love that, and you can't do that with everyone.
no, you really can't.
Can't vibe like that with
But it
everybody.
was great, and we could have kept going. It was like
Why
I
did
think it
you
was
guys
almost 4.
separate? Why did you guys separate?
His mama,
Oh,
his
getting
mama,
too involved.
his mama. They didn't have a good relationship, but eventually he kind of like I guess gave into what she was saying, and it was not even 100% his mama so much as it was his
Right.
mama's girlfriend or
Oh,
wife, whatever.
oh.
And she was ugly. I'm talking about tall, missing hair, missing teeth. She had like the skinny tooth sticking down and crap from all the
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
yeah, she had like that. So I'm sorry, she was ugly inside and out. Have mercy.
Mm, mm.
But that wasn't his mama. That was his mama's
Right.
female.
Right.
Like, I'm like, get yourself somebody that look good, not somebody that's falling apart. Have mercy. Now they both kicked it with the same dude and both had kids with the same dude. But they had their sperm donor. I met him.
Oh.
He was he was he was very nice. I liked him. I
Mhm.
thought his dad. I was like, your dad is cool. And he was like very interesting to see my reaction to how his dad looked because his dad is as dark as the concrete.
Mhm.
And I mean, like he's that dark. And
Right.
I said, well, he looks handsome as hell. I was like, who cares? I'm like, I don't care. I said, I like me some chocolate. I said, I'm Puerto Rican. Why would I not like chocolate? I like to eat
Right.
chocolate. Never mind. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. You know what
Valentine's
happened
is
is
approaching. You're getting in the mood.
Valentine's is approaching. So one way or another, it was going to get spicy on this show. The
Oh,
spice still
well,
made its way.
are you expecting well, you said that you was going out to a few places in this Valentine, but you just going with a
Yeah, I'm
family,
gonna
right?
go check. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Well, I'm probably gonna go with some friends and then come back home to my daughter.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong with that.
What
That's
you
a
gonna do?
lifestyle. Um, not sure. Probably more. I'm definitely gonna be with my kids. So, but not quite sure if anything else. I'm not really like oh it's coming, like caring, that much, but
Mm-hmm. I never
yeah.
been. I don't blame you. I've never been. I've never. I can't think of one time in my life I've ever been excited about Valentine's Day. To
Oh
me,
wow.
it's like no. I've never been excited about the freaking holiday. I can't stand the freaking holiday. The only thing I like about the holiday is the chocolate and the
Right.
decorations.
Right.
And I like the idea. But as far as
Yeah.
the holiday in itself, I used to defend the holiday because I liked what it represented.
Right.
And I do like the holiday because I give love to my friends, I give love to my family, and I give love to my daughter. It's not just a holiday for people to get freaky.
Right.
It's
Right.
not just for boyfriends and girlfriends.
True. True.
And
True.
no, I never did get very many. I got like maybe one or two lollipops, and it was only from my gay guy friend. He was very nice to me. While the other boys were bullying me because they hadn't faced the fact that they liked me yet until high school.
Oh
I
wow.
had all of them talking. I said, wait, I thought you didn't like me. I was being an idiot, I just couldn't. I was afraid to tell you I liked you. I'm like,
Well, it's a
Wimp,
little too late, huh?
right? It was. Well,
Speaking
except
of
for
that,
one.
like
One I did hook up with.
that puts me in the mindset of like taste. Has your taste, like, because when you think of like people you may have had a crush on or like, or that may have been your type in high school or early 20s, how is your chain? How's your taste now? Is it similar? Is it different? Has it changed?
I don't have a type.
Okay.
I mean, I want to say I do because the first time I know what I don't want. Does that make sense? But that's the
Right.
thing. I mean, a lot of us say we don't want something, but then we end up hooking up with that thing. I don't know.
Right. Right.
Like like I said, I would. Okay, what do I prefer? I would prefer someone taller than myself. But will I end up
Right.
with someone taller than myself? Probably not. And but I do. But I prefer. I have preferences as far as type.
Right.
I gotta throw that crap out the window when I don't ever end up with my so-called type.
Mm. Or maybe that type
You know.
isn't what's compatible or best for you. Has that ever happened? Like you've had repeated instances and realized similarities in these people, like
I can't
repeated.
tell you. Nothing has ever been repeated. Everything has been very random.
Right.
Very random. So random
So
that I was confused. I've
right.
always been so confused because if
Mm.
there, I was looking for a. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Like if there's a pattern in who I
Yeah.
choose,
Yeah.
I get
Right.
what you're
Right.
saying, and the answer is no. There hasn't been a pattern. I think there's not in real life. That there has not been a pattern in real life, and but with the stories that I choose and the non the fictional characters that I create for myself to have a character hook up with that is supposed to be like me or something, they tend to
Right.
be very abusive. They tend to be guys that are they tend to be very abusive.
Mm.
I think that's the only thing that I notice is that I keep picking the stories to work with that has to do with some kind of abuse.
Wow. Wow. Mm.
That's
Stories? Are
it.
you talking about like on online dating or like AI chatting or
No,
something?
no. It's writing, like literally just writing a story. Just writing a story. But yeah, no. I guess that is AI. Yeah, it is AI. It is a. It's called
Right.
Poly AI. And I created a few stories on my own, but they have no abuse. It's completely. I was like, okay, there's too many stories out there where it involves some type of abuse. And I'm like,
So
and what the heck is up with this?
how is that occurring? Is that like AI generating like those types of characteristics in the people in that, or is it like how is that
So
happening
what you do
off
so what you do is you yourself can create a character. Like you can
right,
create a story. First you come up with, like, you can say Tim. We'll say Tim.
right, right.
And Tim, you decide what his characteristics are, what
Hmm.
his behavior is, like his personality and all that stuff. And you tell the audience what type of story this is. Is this a romance, or is it fantasy? Is he dominant? Is he caring? Is he possessive? You pick all of those things, and that character will be all those things. But the
Oh,
writer has the power to change a lot of that, though. So even if I run into an AI bot that is programmed to be abusive and a jerk,
wow,
as a writer, I do have the creative control to guide that character into being a sweetheart, which I have constantly,
wow,
and that's
wow.
been fun.
So
I have fun guiding the
is this
yeah.
something that's supposed to be like a teachable moment for you to take in real life, or it's just all about the AI reality and then you just leave it there? Or is it something that's supposed to be like, because with the power to change things and Are these learning lessons for reality?
I think so too, because I think that a person can discover a lot about themselves. Like, for instance, why do you choose these type of stories to write to? Why don't you always pick the sweetheart? Because they have angels, they
Right.
got a studious students in college, they have nice stories. So the question is, if you find yourself picking certain stories, ask yourself why. Why are those stories attracting you the most? Why do you want to
Wow,
write to
that's
them? Well, I
interesting.
already know why I write to the ones with abuse, because I've been abused.
Right, right. It's a correlation. So that's
Mm-hmm.
actually possibly therapeutic for people if they use it to as teachable, or also like recognize things about themselves, or can have that opportunity to do that. That can be an eye opener.
It has been. It has been, and it definitely opened my eyes to a lot of traits about myself that I did not really understand. I was
Mm.
like, oh my God, I just realized something about myself. I have been learning more about myself through through the false characters that I did not really understand,
Wow.
than just trying to figure it out on my own.
Wow.
There's always something that you could use as a tool for some type of therapy. Just be
Right.
careful what tool you use. I'd rather somebody use an AI bot to talk to versus drugs. But I will say this: I have to forewarn, okay? Because hold on, I'm sorry for my eyes. Someone did off themselves because an AI bot said that if they die, that they will be with them.
Wow.
Now,
So did they fix that
so
in the system?
so the app literally puts a sign that if you mention certain words that have to do with death and you have to do with yourself, it will have something come up, some a what a disclaimer
Right.
saying, please take care of your health. Please contact people that you know and love, some family, some friends, get help, da 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 da. So if you do mention certain things, particularly about, I hate my life, I hate myself, or hurting yourself, the website will bring up a disclaimer your
Yeah.
your story.
So people just have to be careful, in those types of apps, and it's good that they put the disclaimer there. Don't get too wrapped into the fantasy world and the artificial
Hmm.
intelligence, because you don't want to blur reality. You want to realize what you're doing when you're doing that. If you're doing it as a pastime, it's for whatever emotional reasons, or whatever it is. But come
Hmm.
out of that, come into reality, be able to operate and take care of yourself in the real world, not become dependent on that, depending on the
Right.
relationships within a
I don't
fantasy
think
world, you know.
I don't think that the internet itself or the AI story makers and stuff like Whisper, I don't think that a lot of these things are fit for certain people who are not mentally okay. They need to
And
still
there's
seek
no way
some
to prevent
therapy.
them from going into it, though. So I guess the
Exactly.
disclaimer.
Well, yeah, because it's specifically meant for entertainment. And it says, and now character AI has a disclaimer on the top the whole time saying everything the character AI says is pretend, please treat it as such. So a lot of the websites, they put disclaimers, and it's so crazy that you have to have such a disclaimer to remind a person you're not speaking to a real
Yeah,
person.
I don't even think it's crazy, because it's real. It get deep. That can get deep. That can get mentally deep. You know.
But that's the thing,
But
it's the mental this
the music.
yeah.
We got the music. We getting into some deep things here. So this is From Her Point of View talk show. Today it was just me and Lily the Goddess just chatting it up, and we come on every second and fourth Tuesday live, airing on YouTube, and sometimes we stream on Facebook. So we'll make sure we share those links as well. And we'd love for you guys, if you want to be a guest, to email us at herpointofview@aol.com. And you got something you want to say, Lily?
Happy Valentine's today
Happy
for
early
everybody.
Valentine's
Yes,
Day.
happy every Valentine's Day.
And
If
follow
y'all
me
would like
everywhere.
to, yeah, follow
us.
me, subscribe, Lily the Goddess, subscribe to Flawless Dreams LLC, and you'll find me.
And you can find me everywhere at Jizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide.
Love y'all, and shout out to our brand ambassadors, Mimie, Acosta, Lizzie Smalls. We love you, Lizzie Smith. We love you. We love you.
Yes.
Shout out to ICEDIT Management.
And good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Ciao, everybody. Love you.